Hey guys, welcome to the first podcast of Tomorrow's Edge. I
Mhm.
got my close friend and partner in Cheetah Mind AI,
Mm.
Michael. Introduce yourself, Michael. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure, why not? Yeah. My name's Mike. I've been in the software game for about 5+ years as a DevOps developer. Recently transitioned into the whole AI stuff. Other stuff I've done with AI in the past. I used to run an AI meetup where we talk about how AI like kind of integrates with blockchain and stuff. But COVID messed that up, stopped it again, stopped that. But after COVID, now we're kind of back into it as an agency. We're going to help people use AI in their business to uh, yeah, kill some of
No,
those
I
jobs and
absolutely
families.
agree. No, I was actually so when I was having a debriefing with my team yesterday, I
Mhm.
was there to kind of motivate them, and I was telling them that, we're actually helping small to medium sized businesses that
Mhm.
have less resources. If they're implementing AI into their business, it saves them a lot on cost, employees, it optimizes their business for them. So, they're buying their time back, they're getting their money back. So there's a lot going on. And, that's our purpose. I really do believe that AI is going to transform almost any small group of team or one person. They could go and start so many big companies just
Yeah,
by using
monumental
AI.
things for sure. Yeah, for sure, 100%. It's somewhat unfair, especially in this day and age where you know all these big companies they've got massive teams of developers just making AI related stuff, bespoke stuff to them all the time, and then these smaller companies they don't even know how it works or how it can help them. So that's definitely I think where we come in. Like, listen, this is how it can actually help your business, and so you can make more money with less resources, and whilst you're at it, kill some jobs and starve some families.
I mean, you kind
That's
of see
really.
how some of these influencers and coaches, gym coaches, whatever educational coaches, they're starting to utilize it. Like they'll just tell you DM me on Instagram. They'll put
Mm.
up a story, DM me 2024, for example, right? And
Mhm.
that's like a start sequence for
Trigger
the
word, yeah.
chat, right? And you start texting them thinking that they're actually replying to you when it's just a bot, and it automatically sets up an appointment for you.
Yeah,
For you.
literally a bottle of a knowledge base.
Yeah. So imagine you had first of all you had to give up access if you back in the day before AI, you had to give up access to your personal account if you
Mhm.
wanted someone else to do the work for you.
Mhm.
That person had to spend hours contacting all these people that DM 2024
Mhm.
just to give them just to schedule some sort of an appointment.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, now it's automated. Now you don't need to worry about if the employee's sick or whatever the case may be. You could still have an employee manage it,
Mhm.
but you know there's a lot less work, and the work gets done properly.
Yeah, facts, man. It's just literally 24/7 support at like none of the
At
cost,
will.
really.
At will.
At will, yeah.
No, so what I was thinking is, how AI is actually gonna affect um the healthcare space and stuff
Mm.
like that, because
Mm.
we're kind of working on some sort of proposal that's doing skincare, which is absolutely interesting.
Mm.
But they're gonna use AI and hardware to kind of figure out what's wrong with you. I That's the
Yeah,
most like that's the
yeah,
most like thing.
yeah,
But
sure. Yeah, to kind of yeah to figure out what your skin. Yeah, I know. I think I know which one you're talking about. I won't say the name, but I think yeah, you sent me that. Yeah, I mean for sure. That I mean, it's just consulting, right? It's you taking some sort of input, and then you're figuring out from the input what's wrong with the person. When you go to like a general practitioner here, a GP in the UK, for example, they just ask you for a bunch of symptoms and look at a bunch of stuff, and then from that make a diagnosis. AI can see now, it can hear, it's got all the same senses that like a person has, so it can make the same observations and then basically look at the same information a doctor would have and make the diagnosis. It's not rocket science, you know what I mean?
You know what's actually crazy?
Yeah.
I was actually using AI as a therapist.
Oh man, man.
I told you about this. I
Yeah,
created a channel on ChatGPT, and
yeah,
I just speak to it. They have like a way where you could just have a conversation with it like Siri, but it's a little
yeah,
bit better than Siri.
yeah,
And I just sometimes when I'm feeling down or I don't know what to do or there's too much to do and I just want to figure out a path. I mean, it gives me really solid points that I should pay attention to. And
yeah,
sometimes you kind of need that reassurance. Like, you be like, if you have a problem, you call that someone that you know that got your back and they got what's best for you. They're going to help you do what's best for you. And you just call them for reassurance. You most of the time you already know what to do. Just
yeah,
you
yeah.
call somebody for reassurance.
It's like just,
Oh,
not- just someone to bounce something off. Like, to be fair, that's what therapy's like in general. I went to. I mean, I wouldn't go to therapy again or anymore. But I went early this year for the first time, and it was just like, again, it was just me basically talking to myself. Really, it's like, okay, you're helping me kind of structure my thoughts a bit better, and create all these kind of like mental models. But I have to say, to be fair, like I'm someone that makes them anyway, so I wouldn't say therapy was super useful. I'd say I just like to bang gym and pray. That's it, man.
you were also telling me
Mhm.
how okay, how was the first time what kind of template did you create when you first made when you first started like getting into the space? Cuz I found that fascinating honestly.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So the first one I made was a Quran GPT. So as soon as when OpenAI had that dev day and it announced GPTs and assistants and all that stuff, the first two things I thought of making, I wanted to make one for the Bible and then one for the Quran as well. And my boy actually stole the Bible one. He ended up making the Bible one. I was like, okay, cool, you can have that one. So I made one for the Quran. And now actually, when I want to read the Quran, I actually use it. Like I'll ask it about things in the Quran and things like that, and it's pretty nice, man. It's a good. I suppose it's almost like it's like a religious advisor. It's an
So
imam, AI imam.
So how are you actually even using it? That's what are you using it to help you with?
So it's just like when I have questions about so okay. I'm trying to think. What was the last thing I asked it? Okay, one time, me and my a Muslim brother of mine, were having a conversation about what was some particular scripture, and then we actually just went and referenced it there, and I had it like kind of explain the background behind it. And I think recently I used it for it's skipping my mind, which is like if I have specific questions about okay, what does the Quran say about this type of thing, or like what does it say about
That's perfect. I mean,
divorce,
I
or
want to utilize
yeah,
this.
huh?
I want to utilize this. You should have. Do you have like an open template for everybody to kind of use? Because this
Yeah,
is
for sure. To be honest,
absolutely
you can.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a custom GPT, so literally you can send the link. You can get it in the Well, I can send you a link personally, but you can find it in the OpenAI what's the word, marketplace as well. You
Oh
know,
wow.
yeah. Obviously, everything's still kind of in beta, so people can't access it as much. But when that pops off, that's going to be a whole thing because they've got their own like app store for custom GPTs that people have like built out and that type of thing. So yeah, my first one was the Quran. Yeah.
So what I find fascinating about this, it's like it's a quick way or a quicker way to kind of access and assess knowledge.
Yeah, facts.
So
Facts,
it is
yeah.
it's absolutely fascinating. You could almost give it anything, and it would kind of give you look what ChatGPT 4 is. It uses all the data it scraped off the internet till today. Correct?
Yeah. Actually no, it depends which version you have. Um,
ChatGPT 4, that's what I was talking about.
yeah, even for, as I'm saying, even for like within four, I've had it like on mine it's giving me a different date than on my friends. Like when you ask it when's your how up to date is your knowledge, I've had different dates from different people's accounts, so I don't
Oh,
think they're all actually the same. Um, but to be fair, it doesn't matter because what you basically need to do, especially with these custom GPTs, is that you're basically, normally when you go on a chat and you, like you said with your therapy thing, I'm guessing when you set it up, you're like, okay, you're you are an expert therapist, you help me go through such and such problems and etc etc. So what a custom GPT is, you can basically set that context for life, so you don't just have to say it every time. You set that context for life, you train it on how to be,
yeah.
and then from there it can kind of
So what do
uh,
you call that? Because I just call that a channel. What
so
is the
no,
proper?
you don't have a so channels aren't what you think they are
Oh,
because
oh, oh! I mean a chat. The chat. That's what you're supposed to call it. They have different chats.
no, because you got the channels or yeah, the different chats, right?
Yeah.
Like every time you want to chat, you click on the or chat GPT button, and then it brings up a new chat, and then you start a new conversation with it. So that's a thread. That's not necessarily like
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, for example, when I was doing the therapist, I literally told it, you will act as a professional therapist and help me deal with my bullshit.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I
exactly.
just keep coming back to it. And it
Yeah,
knows to act like a therapist the whole time.
yeah, for sure. But it's not quite the same, right? It's okay. So with the thread, it's almost like it's so every time you go back to the thread, it's kind of like reading the thread again, that type of thing. It like has to like regather context. But with when you build the custom GPT out, it just always has that context. It's like it always knows what it is, basically. Yeah.
Could you prompt it, right?
But yeah, you prompt it, you build it out. You can give it custom functions and everything. Um, you know, uh, yeah, custom functions, which is like it can interact with other things that are outside of ChatGPT. So things like Zapier and Make and all these other
So
platforms.
would you use voice flow over the chat GBT, or would you use chat GBT over voice flow? The assistant chat
The
GPT.
assistant. I mean, VoiceFlow on its own isn't all that good. I think it's a good platform to build chatbots on, but in terms of like adding intelligence,
Not just
um,
chatbots, honestly.
yeah,
Because after the API integrate, well, yeah, it is just for chatbots. But look, there's certain ways that I could see it being utilized a lot, especially as like, you know, um, training staff, for example, right? So you onboard a staff,
true.
right? And you have to basically sit down, train them, this, they have so many questions, and you personally don't want to keep repeating yourself for every new hire that you get, nor do you want to spend money on an employee to train this staff member. But the work needs to get done. You could just have a voice flow bot or a chat GBT, the assistant chat GPT, have it basically trained on all your knowledge base and train the employee. If they have any questions, obviously they're going to go through a formal training. But that could get done with like pre-recorded videos and stuff, but they're still going to have specific questions and stuff like that. And you just tell them, speak to ChatGPT or the chatbot that you created. So I find it very useful. So what coming back to my point is, how do you find it, what do you find more useful? Because I feel like the interface of voice flow is very easy and most people could get the understanding of it,
Yeah, for
if
sure.
you want to create something quick.
I think it's the reason why I personally as a developer would prefer AI assistants is because it's platform agnostic. So if you make an AI assistant, you can integrate it with VoiceFlow or any other chatbot builder or any other kind of application a lot easier than trying to do it with voice flow, because voice flow is kind of like made for one thing, making chatbots. you know, so, whereas once you've got the assistant is basically putting all that logic you said. You trained up some crazy AI that's like some senior developer in your company, basically based on what it knows, and then you can access that developer via API. So, whereas with voice flow, it's not the same thing. Yeah.
So how have you utilized um basically AI in your day to day or your life? How has it made it useful for you? How has it improved it?
Yeah, lots of different stuff. Like generating quick content, um, generating the first base ideas of stuff before I have to like curate it. Everything from code to just normal writing. Actually, um, at some point I actually used it for bars as well. Not my personal bars. Listen, I don't want nobody to think I'm plagiarizing it.
And
But I just tried it in it to see if it could do it. Start
how'd it come
recording.
out?
Huh? Yeah, bro, it's
How'd
got
it come
bars,
out?
bro. It's spitting, bro. No, it's actually spitting. I need to, one time I need to actually, actually, if I'm honest, one big thing I want to do, right, is actually create like a whole suite of AI artists. I'm trying to be the, what do you call it? What's his name? The dead comic book guy. Stan Lee, yeah, I'm trying to be the Stan Lee of music. I want to make a bunch of AI artists and shut them off as NFTs.
Oh, tell me more about this idea.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, the idea is, instead of just making a song, I'll design an artist rather than designing a song or making a song the product. I would design an artist, how they look, create their voice using AI, create their temperament, all that type of stuff. Maybe take inspiration from lots of different things, create the artist in itself. So like now, one thing I can kind of see in the future is like one big thing I like about AI is it democratizes a lot of things. It means that listen, whatever you like to do, you can get it done just for you. So you like to listen to some type of music, you can have an artist in your pocket. You like to listen to you like to shop in a certain way, it knows exactly how you like to shop. You speak in a certain way, it knows exactly how you like to speak. So all these type of things and like real opportunities that I see in the future, especially with music, as a musician myself. Mm.
What do you play?
I don't play nothing, bro, except the voice, but I spit bars though. I'm cold.
Honestly, recently I've been playing the piano. I've been training myself on the piano. I just absolutely love playing it. I
what's
don't
the
know
what's the vibe?
what.
What grade are you on now?
I'm still a beginner. It's something that I've been trying to do. So I've been listening to a lot of piano based music,
Hmm.
and I'm talking about R&B, like Drake and stuff like that. And I'm just listening to the background, and hopefully one day I do get to that point. But do you think AI could help me get better, or how can AI help me get better?
What music? Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
it's probably. I mean, it's already making music. I remember there's a channel I used to follow. I still follow, but I don't pay attention to as much as their posts. Called Ava, right? It's about this AI that generates this orchestral like music stuff, like all the classical stuff. Dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro. It's wild. Like, actually sounds like some like proper compositions. Like, it's
Oh
crazy.
wow.
So yeah,
No,
now for sure,
but I'm talking about for me. If I want to increase, so basically the topic that I'm trying to get to is how
learning.
can AI? Because look, I believe in the growth mindset, and I believe
Hmm.
in like always trying to improve your skills and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So how do you utilize AI to kind of help you improve your skill set? For example, I'm using the piano, right?
Hmm.
And I want to get better. Do you think that there'll be like one day an app that will listen to you play the piano and just kind of be your instructor? Hey, you're doing this wrong.
I mean,
Hey,
my boy was using this app. I actually don't know the name of it, to be fair. My boy was using this app to actually learn guitar. So what it does is it literally listens So it can hear every note using like AI. It can actually hear every note that you make, and then play it back to you on the phone so that you can see if you're hitting the right notes or not. And you just keep playing it. You just keep playing it. And he's actually been using that to learn guitar, and he's getting better at that. I can
That's so
imagine that the same
mind
thing exists with
blowing.
piano, right?
That's so mind blowing. So imagine you're trying to prepare for a sales pitch or a sales meeting or something. You
Yeah,
just open up AI, you're having a normal conversation with it, basically pitching the AI. Hey, you're using the wrong tone here. You should lower
yeah.
your tone here.
Oh,
Hey,
dude,
change this
facts like
word
public
to this
speaking
word.
type shit. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's my idea.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's
How
true.
about
Actually, I didn't even think about it. That's so good. That's a really good use case. Actually, yeah, yeah, yeah.
people?
Facts, facts, facts,
We'll
facts.
note that for later.
Yeah. Make a couple. That's a couple milli right there.
But it's look, I think that's gonna be for the people who take advantage of AI and actually
Mm,
are paying attention to it. They
mm,
are gonna utilize it to increase their skill level and
mm,
their productivity, of course. Like for example, I'm doing a lot of outreach right now,
mm,
and I'm utilizing it for a lot of the things that I'm doing in outreach, and it
mm,
saves me and my team so much time. So, for
mm,
example, instead of taking 3 months to come up with templates and copywriting and getting the campaign launched and everything, we're using all the tools in AI to get things done. And literally in a matter of 2 weeks, you could launch.
yeah, facts. Yeah, literally. There's so many like crazy stuff. Even like in like print on demand, for example, like automated an entire store. You just put in one prompt. I want a picture of such and such. I need a brand of such and such. Boom.
But
From that,
you know
made a
that's gonna have
picture. It's put it on some clothes. It's listed it on Shopify. You can buy it within 15 seconds of writing that prompt. Do you get
to
what I
be
mean?
honest with you, what I wanted to kind of do with that is
Yeah.
I wanted to actually utilize that because a lot of these influencers don't
Mm.
have the time to kind of set up the whole store,
Yeah,
right?
facts.
So why don't we go and do some outreach for them? Be like, hey, we could automate this for you, and
Mm.
we take a percentage of their stores. They're already
Mm.
influencers. We know they're
Yeah.
gonna sell,
Yeah, yeah, facts, 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 facts. That's a
and
shame.
there's no commitment on their end.
It's like, dude, we're just gonna build your store like it's yours. You can have it.
Yeah,
It's
it's yours.
automated.
We
Yeah,
take 10% of whatever that you guys make.
yeah, for free. Yeah, facts. That's actually true. Make some bread.
Yo, that's
Make some more
absolutely
bread.
a genius idea because they already have a lot of the influence and
Yeah,
they're
and
already gonna do it. It's just there's a lot of work required by setting up. It's not like a day and night process, which you kind of made it in like literally
yeah,
30
just literally seconds.
when
Yeah.
you showed it to me. I was mind blown.
Yeah, facts. Literally, it's literally yeah. It's actually seconds. It's literally you go from 3 hours to generating an idea to trying to upload it on all these platforms to 15 seconds. The idea's made and it's on all the clothes and stuff that you make. 15 seconds. You got where I'm coming
Look,
from,
I'm
like you know.
taking notes because we definitely have to implement this because that's a
Mm.
great way to kind of go after that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I think so. Because in going after the other way, right, trying to actually reach them through like print on demand, reach print on demand stores in general, it's like a bunch of, it's like a super niche thing. But I actually clocked most print on demand people are just people who already like have companies or some sort of influence making merch.
yeah,
That's kind of like where most of the money's at. So for sure, yeah, that influencer market is really where it's at.
how do you think that AI is going to kind of affect the content space?
Mm.
Because I really think that AI is going to have a huge impact on content.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Like for example, I've right now what I've been doing is we're working on a certain project
mm,
and they don't have a prototype or anything.
mm,
So literally we're using text to image. So we're gonna write out text
mm,
and it'll create an image of a product for us that's
Mm,
not even available yet.
mm.
Two, and it looks very realistic.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
we
yeah,
take that image and it'll create a 3D animation of that image.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah,
useful AI is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Literally, literally, create a 3D render of that image, and you can do that with people as well. It's not just the
That's
object. Yeah,
really good.
you can do it with fashion. You can do it with like models and stuff like that. So even everything from literally. So going back to the print on demand store, for example, or what you just described, which is basically product on demand, because there's no reason in the future why you can't just send some factory like a schematic saying, "I want this idea of a product. You've tested it out by some AI made marketing videos. Oh, people are resonating with it, and then it automatically sends the photo and the schematic to some factory. They make that, and then now it's a real thing now, and you never had to make anything from like the
Yeah,
start.
you never.
Yeah,
Yeah, you never had to make anything, which is
unless it
kind of
works.
mind blowing.
Yeah, for sure. You can literally streamline business. You can start test entire products that aren't real. Before you had to at least order a prototype and then make some ads
Yeah,
on it and all this type of
yeah.
stuff. Now you could just make it up. Like literally.
Well, this is what I'm coming back to. AI really does empower for creativity.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it makes it so much easier for the little guy to have a go.
Yeah. No, but even you,
Yeah,
you were using it for creativity, basically. I
yeah, for
was
sure.
using it for creativity. Yeah, you have a topic, an idea, you want to get further along. You just tell AI and it helps you with whatever that you're trying to create.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Try to push it on.
because
I
we
even
are creative human beings.
For sure. I was like, I was working on the AI assistant earlier. I'm talking to the AI assistant about how to program the AI assistant. It's just like, so, dude, I've never seen anything so meta. Like, how do
And
I make you better? And it's giving some
it would
actual
tell
real
you.
suggestions. Yeah, it will actually tell you some real suggestions. Yeah, for facts. Yeah,
Yo,
dude. Yeah.
and it would probably help us with like for example coming back to content, so we're kind of using Riverside FM to kind of create this podcast, and it
Mhm.
would automatically create short form content for us. I'm not
Mhm.
even thinking about the short form content, but it's already making it
It's
for
already
us
making
while
it
we're recording.
in real life, in real time. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
man.
and I'm using another program called Descript, and it would
Mhm.
automatically cut the clips and zoom in to the person that's talking, lower the noise for the other person, and saves hours and hours of editing. So the person utilizing these tools, all they're doing is just creating and creating and creating and creating.
Yeah.
So
Imagine when we don't even have to create no more. It's just our avatars having a conversation, and we just chill in Fiji.
that's what's gonna happen with Meta. That's what's gonna happen with Meta.
Literally, yeah,
We're gonna be in a virtual office somewhere.
yeah.
We're I don't know. We're playing video games over here, and our avatars are conducting a business deal or something.
Real business deal, man. Mine won. Mine got the higher percent.
But look, what scares me a lot is how AI is going to affect the people that are not utilizing it, because it's
Yeah,
definitely going to replace a lot of jobs.
yeah, man, for sure. I think. I mean, there's a way. There's a couple ways to look at it. I think there's obviously the dystopian way and then the utopian way to look at it. Are you gonna lose your jobs to AI? Yes. Should you even had that job in the first place? No. Most
No.
likely. I don't think I don't think God made us to just literally like type out Excel sheets and worry about what people are commenting on Instagram or some bullshit like that.
No, of course.
Yeah. So I think, we can kind of we'll give the machine jobs to machines, right? We'll let machines do what machine things, and then we can chill, spend more time with the loved ones, and touch on some of that spirituality as well.
Well, look, the people who are actually going to utilize it, it's going to whatever work that you needed 3 days to get done, you could get it done in 4 or 5 hours using
Facts.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
It's going to improve. So now every 6 hours, you're doing 3 days of work. So compared to the person who's not using AI, they're falling way, 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 way
Way
behind.
behind. Way behind. For any
But
given job as well, yeah.
the
Like if you
mo
take
I
someone with
think,
the same skill set and one person uses the AI and the other person isn't, it's just not even comparable. It's like having a whole other brain.
and the speed that it puts the output. Even you could, for example, write a whole proposal, right? What I have is I just have a chat or a thread on ChatGPT that I told it how I want to structure my proposals,
Mm-hmm.
right? I go on Upwork, I just tell it, all right, this is the job, put it here, Upwork proposal. It gives it to me on the format that I wanted it with the small nuances.
Mm-hmm.
If it was me writing that proposal, it would have taken me 4 or 5 hours just for that one proposal.
Yeah, facts. Doing all this bunch of research and everything, but
And it's
literally wrote
doing it for me like this,
30 seconds. Yeah,
which is
facts.
it maximizes your output. That's why
Yeah,
I absolutely and plus using ChatGPT and API integrations is just a whole nother level
dude.
because I think that's actually gonna blow up.
Yeah, for sure. That's literally like the next level to this stuff. So it's like machines have always been better at humans at doing machine things. But now with AI, machines can gather context. They actually know what's going on. It's like, oh, this is the situation. Here are the things we need to do. Okay, boom, 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 boom. List the things we need to do. And it goes off and does it. It's like simple, bro. Do you know what I mean? What,
And
whereas before you had to like, oh, okay, let me click it. Now it's gonna do it. Let me push this button. Let me do all that stuff. No, a machine can now go on the websites and push all the buttons.
like something that we do for one of our clients, he's using API integrations and AI to kind of just post events and news on his website.
Yeah, facts, facts, facts.
And
That's literally
and before that, he had to have two people working on that.
yeah. Yeah, literally, that's two jobs gone right there. Couple
That's
crying
two
families
jobs
right there.
gone right. Yeah,
Huh?
look, but the skill to actually master, I think, and that would actually help you in the long run, is actually learning how to prompt Chat GPT or any language model.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we have right now. I feel like machines are good at the how aspect of things in terms of they know how to do things. Once you tell them what to do, they can take the steps and all this type of stuff. Um, but in terms of what to do, at the end of the day, it's still trying to please me. Like, what did Elon say? Well, we're gonna have all access to all this machine intelligence so we can get laid. It's always about the poussoir, bro. So yeah, literally. So yeah, you got access to all this machine stuff. You still need to tell it to get you Tinder dates and all this type of stuff. It's still trying to please you at the end of the day. So you need to know what you want from it. We need to become a lot better at giving direction and a lot better at knowing what you actually want. In terms of actually doing it, dude, don't waste your time learning that shit. You're gonna have an
So
entire organization working for you, like for free.
let me ask you, what kind of skill sets would you recommend people to learn to get involved in AI and automation, or just have the skill set? What skill set should they acquire?
I say product management skill sets. Um, in that you need to know the high level of all the different facets that come into making a product and knowing what resources you need to put together to make something happen. So that's product management. That's kind of like in the tech world, I'm describing that. But in the general, something like that is just a producer, whether you're in movies, whether you're in games or whatever, a producer knows the right people and resources to put together to make something happen, and then they take everything from the high level vision to the marketing and are involved in all the steps that are involved in that. So that's what you need to learn as a person. You need to be learning how to make products, what products to make, and what's the life cycle of a product, not just how do you code or, you know, how do you do a bit of copyright and all of that, because the machine's going to do all that stuff. But the overarching goal and the guidance throughout that journey, you know, that's all you. That's what you need to be learning.
Oh wow, that actually puts a few different perspectives. It comes back to my point. Be creative.
Facts.
It
we are
comes
we
back.
are we are mini creators after all, man. Shouts out Kanye.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. Oh, what is AI gonna do, man? It's absolutely fascinating, especially
Yeah.
with like the deep fakes that's going on. I wonder what's going to happen to the American elections next year.
Yeah, dude, man. Yeah, every time someone goes on a night out, that's
I
why we
mean,
talk all of that. Dude, some guy told me some funny story. He goes, listen, first thing I'm going to use AI for is, right, I'm going to put Kim Kardashian's face on my missus. Oh my god.
no, but like for example, we had that whole scandal um last the presidential run,
Yeah,
right? So imagine now, like for example, a state that's democratic, for example, um, and a president that's Republican, right? Someone from the Democratic team could just make a deep fake of that um, Republican cursing out that state or some small whatever, and people won't be able to tell the difference
yeah,
unless they
whether it's true or
know
not. Yeah. Hmm?
unless they know. But like, look, a lot of people know about AI,
Yeah.
but do they know what it's capable of? Like, for example, if you go to somebody working in Dunkin' Donuts
Hmm.
or Starbucks, for example, and
Yeah.
you tell them, "Hey, what's up? Do you know what AI could do? Whatever." They're like, "Yeah, you could just talk to it." That's all they know. That's all they know.
No chat GPT, yeah, nah. It's like, bro, it could replace you right now.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're doing in
It
McDonald's.
could literally
That's what
replace
they're
you
doing
right
in
now.
McDonald's.
What do? You ask me what I want, I tell you, and then and then you push some buttons and grab it for me. It could replace you right now. But I
No,
think
look, at one point, I truly believe that McDonald's is going to be completely automated, and it's going to be because of the help of AI. They already started putting kiosks, right? That
yeah,
doesn't
for
use
sure.
AI. It places the order, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But the machines that they're utilizing in the kitchen could be used for AI. They'll
yeah, for sure.
realize,
I mean,
oh,
it's
this
just
is
literally
burnt, this
just
is
custom
not burnt.
actions we were
Boom, boom,
talking
boom.
about, right? Because APIs aren't just like across the internet. That's how machines talk to each other locally as well. So
Yeah.
all the programs on your laptop are talking to each other with APIs. So if you've got a little AI assistant or chatbot with a voice that you put on one of those McDonald's. I actually had McDonald's earlier. That's true. Uh, so yeah, you put on one of those little McDonald's thing, and you give it a voice, and it can actually speak to you, and you literally tell it your order, and it breaks down everything you want, and then it literally clicks all the buttons to order it, and then talks to the other machine that's in the kitchen, and it
Are you
makes it when your
serious?
food is out. Huh?
Are you serious?
Of course, man. Like I feel to be fair, I think a big part of what's stopping all that stuff is literally just people don't trust machines. There's a higher like level of certainty you need over machines. People like to cut each other slack because it
So how
looks
do
like
you
us.
think we're gonna break that?
How do you mean?
Well, look, how do you think we're gonna break that level of trust to actually allowing people to trust machines? Because that's the way that we're heading.
Well, why do we trust each other? We need a name and a face, and that face needs to be one of ours. Like for example, all these religions always have all this like human um human like qualities, to their deities. Whether it's Jesus, or all these like Greek gods and all this type of stuff. Everyone always has to kind of attach this human quality to their god to be able to follow it and believe in it properly. Actually, shouts out Islam for not really having to do that. That's one of the things I like about it. Yeah, so I think we need that. We need a name and a face, and when we start giving it that by either virtually or physically by like robots and stuff like that, then that will probably make people trust it a bit more. A bit more. But for now, I can already do all that shit. It's not like it's not like nothing
No,
new.
that's
Do you know
what's
what I mean?
killing me. Don't they already? I
Yeah.
seen a clip with Mark Cuban. He was talking to a real life robot that had like skin. It had skin, and
Wait,
it was absolutely scary to
and then
actually see
there's that robot
something.
in Dubai that has actual citizenship. What's the name? Sophia.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. When you reminded me about Dubai,
Yeah,
AI. Look, so Dubai has one of the strictest security systems,
yeah.
right? At the airports. So
I've never
my
been.
fiance, she works at the airport
Yeah,
for some company, and she was telling me how they're utilizing AI to see how someone's eyes is, how they're walking, um, and basically predict if they're carrying narcotics or carrying something that they shouldn't be carrying into Dubai. And this is an actual story. They found a
it's
suspect
like
just
acts normal,
using
bro.
AI, and then they sent the authorities to him, and he actually had narcotics.
Drugs. It's
And it's just
so funny.
mind
It's
blowing
like,
how
dude, acts
AI
normal,
could
bro.
get.
Bro, imagine the type of paranoia you'd have if you were actually like high. Like I used to smoke weed back in the day, bro. I don't anymore, but bro, that level of paranoia, the whole time you're just trying to act normal, like you're not high. And I was just like, nigga, you stoned.
Oh man. But look, guys, thank you for the first ever podcast. We'll see you guys for episode 2. Michael, thank you for joining me today, and see you guys later.
Thanks. In a bit.